So let us look at the alternative for the Galerkin method. There are some methods called the Petrov-Galerkin methods. And these have been around for a while. So what people realized is that the Galerkin methods are giving us instability leading to node oscillations. So how about using a different class of weight functions than the test function? So the idea is that your finite element interpolation functions for W and V, they can come from different spaces. So just to give you an idea, how about this? So we do the following for the Galerkin method. So this denotes the direction of A, the speed. We typically take weight functions that look like this. So this is my W. And I use the same space for V or U as well. Now suppose I want to illustrate the same set of nodes in an element or two elements. So this is my direction of speed, but I want to use the concept of upwinding. What it means is that because the flow of information is from left to right, so I should give more weightage to the upstream information as opposed to the downstream information. So kindly recall that my weight function actually multiplies the residual. So if I can somehow make the upstream a little bit heavier than downstream, so how about having a weight function something like this? So if I can propose a W which has more weightage for the upstream part as compared to the downstream part, then this automatically gives rise to upwinding. So this is how we can actually incorporate upwinding in the context of a finite element method and still be consistent. Okay, so that actually is very important. So Hughes and Brooks in a famous work in 1982, they proposed SUPG, which is streamline upwind Petrov-Galerkin method. There had been some ideas earlier as well, but what Professor Hughes and his group were able to do is they proposed a consistent method. Okay? So we don't want to apply these kind of weight functions just to the convection term or the advection term. We want to apply them all across the terms because it's a residual based method, and they were able to implement that, and that's why this work is actually a game changer as far as finite elements for convection dominated flows is concerned. So let's look at this method. What they proposed is that replace W with essentially W plus W tilde. So we are going to augment the weight function itself, where W tilde is given as tau, which is some kind of a weight, times A, the speed, W comma x, and tau is given as beta times the element length h divided by twice magnitude of A, okay, where h is the element length. So, let us now try to see what these NAs. So, W's come from NAs. Okay. So, W are coming from NAs, and W tilde we are going to call this as NA tilde. So, linear combinations of NAs give me the space W. So, these are the finite element interpolation functions. So, let us use their recipes to generate the so called upwinded finite element functions. Let me show you this in the case of linear finite elements. So, consider linear elements in 1D, piecewise linear elements, which are supposed to be C0. So, what is being proposed is that NA tilde is given as NA comma x times tau times A. Okay. Now, we already know what tau looks like. So, tau is given as beta h over 2A, and let me remind you what is beta. So, we have seen this before. This is our Peclet number, this is beta, and we are going to use the doubly asymptotic expression. So, this is 3, this is minus 3, this is plus 1, this is minus 1. I am now going to consider a Peclet number larger than 3. So, for Peclet larger than 3, you can see my beta is equal to 1. So, my tau from this formula is given as h over 2A, and in fact, I am taking, because Peclet is positive, so A is also positive. So, this I am going to simply write as h over 2A. So, A is greater than 0. Now, I can compute what is NA tilde. So, NA tilde, as you can see, is going to be given as NA comma x times tau, which is h by 2A, times an A. So, I simply get this as h times NA comma x, sorry, by 2. So, let me sketch them. So, this is my x direction, and I already know what my NA looks like. So, this is a typical NA. As you can see, NA tilde is h by 2 times NA comma x. NA comma x is a constant positive value and a constant negative value on the other element. So, this is node A, this is A plus 1, this is A minus 1. Okay. So, if I now try to plot NA plus NA tilde, which I will do here, in the red color, then it would look something like this. So, I would have a positive value here. So, this is NA plus NA tilde on this part of the element, on the other part of the element I am going to actually have a negative component. So, it would look something like this. So, what I have drawn here is actually Na plus Na tilde. So, the shape function that you would get at node A for the Galerkin, it is the one in the white color, but for the Petrov-Galerkin you would actually get this kind of a shape function. So, it is 0 here, starts with a finite value, then it jumps to a lower value, again linear, and then it jumps again to a 0 value, and so on. So, this is what gives us upwinding. So, what is happening is we have, this is the flow direction, okay, it is along the positive x axis. So, this part of the element, the upstream part, gets more weightage because that is the weight that will be used for the residual, as opposed to the downstream part, and automatically we have incorporated upwinding. Let us see what happens for the case when my A is less than 0. So, when my speed A is actually less than 0, then I am going to have my Na tilde, you can double check, that would turn out to be minus Na comma x times h by 2, and then I would be able to see. So, if this is the flow direction, this is what I would get for a Galerkin method, the shape function. So, this is my Na, but the modified weight function that I would see. So, now this is my flow direction, and I would in fact get a larger. So, this is what would happen. So, this is the shape function I would get, Na plus Na tilde. So, by this formula of Na and Na plus tilde, I automatically get more weightage to the information traveling from upstream towards downstream, okay, and it already incorporates the flow direction. There is one catch though, so please note that Na plus Na tilde is not C0 anymore. So, we had started out with functions that were C0, they were continuous across element boundaries. Unfortunately, we have lost that. So, these functions are actually discontinuous across element boundaries, and therefore, we cannot integrate by parts. The terms involving W tilde. So, as long as we keep that in mind, we should be okay. So, let us now write down the finite element formulation for the Petrov-Galerkin method. In fact, we are going to write down for the SUPG method, the streamlined upwind Petrov-Galerkin. The proposed method is that if R is my residual, so I first do the usual Galerkin statement, that means the weighted residual. This is over the whole domain, and then I add to it over all the elements the W tilde times R, but this is on the element level domain, and this is 0. So, I hope the notation is clear to you. This is the Galerkin part, which we had done earlier and which in fact is unstable, gives rise to node oscillations. To stabilize that, we are using the Petrov-Galerkin method. So, we have augmented the W with the W tilde. This we are allowed to integrate by parts because these are C0, at least C0 functions. That is the choice we have made. So, even if W's are C0, W tildes are not. So, we will not be able to integrate by parts if there are any terms that we would like. We just leave them in their original form, and the integration has to be carried out at the interior of all elements because these are no longer continuous functions. So, that is what is written here. The integration is over element level domains, and then we take the sum over all the elements. So, we can get the entire domain. Okay. So, these are the added stabilization terms. So, therefore, the method is the following. More explicitly, so I am going to write down B SUPG of WH VH equal to F SUPG of WH times S, where my B SUPG consists of a Galerkin part. So, this we already know. This we have seen earlier. So, it consists of the advection term and the diffusion term integrated by parts. And now, we are going to add to it the element level integrals. So, this is E going from 1 through number of elements, and the integration is over the inner product of tau times A, where A is the speed of the flow. It includes the sign as well, times WH comma X. So, this is the W tilde term, and the inner product is with the residual without the source term, of course. So, this would be simply A VH comma X minus nu VH comma XX. Notice this time I am not integrating by parts. Okay, so, I have left it as is. So, that is the term, and I put a E here just to highlight that this inner product is over the element level domain. So, that is my B SUPG, and my F SUPG WH times S is going to be given as F G, which we have already seen, WH times S, and then again the element level terms, which are tau A WH comma X times simply S over the element. So, this now is your streamlined upwind Petrov-Galerkin method, and we can actually show that this is a stable method. So, some of the properties of the SUPG method. So, first, it is still a consistent method because it is residual based. So, if we put in the exact solution in the formulation admits that. Okay. So, that is good, it is a consistent method. The second is we can actually show that now it is stable. So, the SUPG terms provide us the stabilization. And now this method will work for advection dominated flows, and it kind of retains all the properties of what we saw for the upwinding in the finite difference, that if my Pecklin number goes to 0, then actually this value of tau that we have been using, the tau actually the stabilization parameter. So, tau is called the stabilization parameter, and it tends to 0 if my Pecklin number is close to 0, and I reduce back to a Galerkin method. But if I am advection dominated, so Pecklin number goes to infinite, then we have seen that there is a asymptotic value that tau achieves in terms of the speed, and so beta achieves an asymptotic value, and likewise tau achieves a certain value, and then the method behaves in an upwinding type of method, and it can give us stable solutions.